guys! In this new news video, I'm going to tell you all about the schedule for the upcoming updates on Steam and Switch. It's so exciting that the devs have shared that with us, and we also had the CU1 for about 10 days now on Steam, and we are going to look at all the different things that were in it and tons of cool things, starting with community creations. First of all, we have the artist Bianca Paparalto, sorry if I'm butchering your name, that does concept art and illustration, that made 4 super adorable images from Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I love them all. Which one is your favorite? And Elf made a Cinnamoroll Postman cosplay for the upcoming local con, and the back even has the small tail and it's so adorable. And then Game Luster is talking about the weekly Famitsu sales charts, which tracks physical boxed game sales and hardware sales in Japan. And this is for the week of April 14th to the 20th. And Hello Kitty Island Adventure lands at 7th place to almost 4,000 units sold. And it says this former mobile exclusive, now a full live sim game on Switch, is a popular choice amongst cozy gaming fan. Which is interesting is that it's not the week of its physical release, so I'm not sure if Japan had it later or if it took a while to become popular. But you can see that it has 3,838 units sold for that week. But in the same week, Animal Crossing New Horizons, that is 5 years old at that point, still sold 4,642. So a lot more for a game that's been here for so long, and all the other ones are not really cozy games. It's hard for me to say that almost 4 units sold in 1 week in Japan. How is it big? Is it not big? And the Hello Kitty and Friends YouTube channel have a super cute short showing Hello Kitty mascots and Kuromi coming to play together for the game on Switch. It's adorable. Now let's go to Discord and discover what the devs have said in the past few days. CU1 is live on Steam. Our first major content update, Friends, Furniture and Frozen Peaks, is here on Steam. Nintendo Switch players can expect this update to release on May 22nd. So mark your calendars. This free update brings frosty flair, flowery fun and fantastic friendships improvement to the island. Want to call a friend? Now you can! Your Sanrio friends are just one call away and can travel with you anywhere on the island. Speaking of friends, Red Skull Pals will join as new visitors on Adventure Island. From adventuring with the new expansion of Icy Peak to the new quality of life features such as furniture stacking, item overflow and more. There's so much to explore. These are all questions from the CU1 update. Space Case said, do you know if the update is going to include the ability to ask all friends to gather daily materials via the Island Spirit? I could not find anyone who was on Steam that was already past all the friends to the Island Spirit and be able to see if you could go ask that or not to confirm. And Chelsea said, I don't think so. If it wasn't between 2.0 or 2.4, it's highly unlikely it made it then. We made a few exceptions for features specially designed for the Steam Switch communities, like the resource stacking and sparkles. And clearly later we'll figure out that actually it will be in CU2. So it's interesting that it decided to squeeze in new things from 2.5, but not this one. Then Firehawk Geeks said, I noticed that Citytown isn't included in the CU1 update, and I'm just wondering, is it planned to be its sole upcoming release, or is there an issue in the porting of it? Just curious because I'm a Switch player and I have experienced things not coming to Switch because they are so cool and powerful that the Switch can't handle it. And Chelsea said, it is planned to be part of a future update. It's very incomplete right now and it doesn't feel right to release piecemeal. Friendship Island's main arc was fully complete when we released the game and would like to try and keep expectations a bit similar with the stuff beyond Friendship Island. And Angelic asks, I would like to know this. For example, to Seto-sam's birthday is May 12th. Steam will have the update, but the Switch won't. So will Steam get the kits, but not the party favor? And the Switch will get the favor, but have to wait a year for the kits? And Chelsea said, this is a good call out. I'll make a note with Swampy and we'll send out a Sunblink mail to Switch players with the kits for Tuxedo Time and any birthdays that happened between the Steam launch and the Switch launch. As far as other birthdays will work, yes, you should get the whole kit her and Caboodles when the character's birthday comes around. Ye said, can I start prepping cabins based on the criterion in the wiki, or will they be different than Apple Arcade upon release? And Chelsea said there shouldn't be any difference. So I don't think they've ever changed anything regarding the visitors, except that very early I think they changed that Dear Daniel is a little bit more tricky to make his cabin, because before it would steal other people's cabin, but I've seen people still complaining about that. Say Babe says, if we complete the Cafe Cinnamon quest before the update, how will we get the furniture? Will it automatically be there? And Chelsea said, you should be all good. You'll get the benefits of any quests that were already completed. And that's usually the first reset after you've updated. You will get stuff on the plaza with My Melody. There's a bug right now on Steam that when you gift a character, you don't see the hurt growing on the map with the character, you see it only on the menu. And Phoebe said, this is happening visually and it's not affecting your actual level up use of your items. Characters are still leveling up as intended. The visual is fixed internally and will be included in a patch soon. And the most important thing, Chelsea explained how update works, what we can expect, and what will be the future kind of schedules of update, and it's amazing how update works. There are many contractual factors at play here, and we appreciate folks' understanding. Our standard content cadence. Our standard content cadence is to release new features and content every 6 weeks on Apple Arcade. There are things like 2.4, 2.5, etc. Due to the factors like quality assurance timelines, platform approval processes, and audience quality expectation, the updates take longer to get to Switch and PC and are therefore bundled together. CU1, CU2, etc. Our intent is to have Switch and PC follow Arcade by 1 to 3 updates from 6 to 18 weeks for our standard content cadence. Switch and PC will likely be offset by 2 weeks, meaning that Switch will be 2 weeks later than PC and not a month like this time. Though promotional opportunities may affect that target, as a small business, it's critical that we have the flexibility to respond to marketing opportunities. They said promotional opportunities and marketing opportunities. I'm not sure what they mean. If they're like big campaigns with Sanrio, it's not very clear. What is impressive is that in the past what I had understood is that maybe we'll get everything up until 1.9 and then you might have to wait 6 months to a year to get everything from 2.0 to 2.9 or something. That was my understanding, and that I will be paid. And it's amazing to realize that it will be as early as a month and a half for each updates on Steam and Switch, and most of them will be free, hopefully. So that is insane. This is not what I expected. I expected everything to be paid and to wait a long time. So you guys, this is amazing. For large expansions of the game, for example, City Town, it is much more important that we hit a high quality bar and feeling of completeness. When we released the game originally on Switch and Steam, the core game experience was considered complete. You essentially reach the credit moment when you release the Island Spirit and get the friendship montage video. We want all of our major expansions to have a similar feeling of completeness before we release them on Switch and PC. Therefore, timeline may be drastically different between platforms. I guess that means Apple Arcade and Switch and Steam. Our intent is still to have all content be available on all platforms eventually. Somebody said that some things would not come to some platforms in other games. That is never the case. You will get City Town. But like I said many times, you don't want to get City Town as it is now. But when is blah blah blah? These estimates may change. So this is just a tentative schedule, but but this is really interesting, really. City Town, we are unable to announce anything right now. CU1, available now on Steam, coming May 22nd to Switch. CU2, June 2025. CU3, fall 2025. CU4, winter between 2025 and 2026. I had no idea. So does that mean that all these CU2, 3 and 4 will be free and there will be all the new things except City Town? Now CU1 has everything but what was in 2.5 and City Town. Let's put City Town aside. It will not clearly be between CU2 or CU4, so probably unlikely that City Town is coming before 2026, which is totally understandable. But then, what will they put in it? So CU1 was 9 months of content, and some of them could be just one update apparently. Between June and fall, there will be probably 2 updates, and the other one 2 updates. They said 2 or 3. That's interesting. So CU2 probably will be right after 2.6. I think she will talk about that a little bit later, that CU2 will have 2.5 and 2.6. So 2.5 has just the ability for the island spirit to collect stuff for you, a new visitor. There's also the bestie quest with Pom Pom Pudding and a couple of quests, but that's it. So I guess it will not be that full, and then whatever, it's coming to 2.6. And they said that 2.6.5 will be very interesting, so maybe it will come right after 2.6.5 to include all that also. Jaxie said, CU2 will have 2.5 and 2.6 content if all goes according to plan. We wanted to get the bestie collection stuff out quick like. So that means that it's not in CU1. I was not able to have a confirmation, so apparently it's coming in CU2. We'll see. In the 2.5 update with the fruits, we had the thing that we saw 3 fruits but only got 1, and Chelsea said it's apparently supposed to be 1 fruit a day and accumulated up to 3, hence why they gave graphics for 3, but the graphics ain't working great, and if you update it to 2.5.5, then you will get only 1 visible a day and you get 1. And Luda said, what was the update for? Anyone know why they fix or do? Chelsea said, it's our usual 0.5. It's when we change the icon/player facing stuff to reflect the next event, month of May in our case. They usually contain a few minor bug fixes, but rarely any big new content/feature. That said, it looks like 2.6.5 might be very exciting. And I think it's the day I'm boarding a plane to Japan. We'll figure it out. I'll show you guys. Don't worry about that. And we got the results for the April bounties, and we got a total of 12 points. And Meave counted, it's 32 plus 12. We are at 44 points. And Chelsea said, almost halfway there, heavy breathing. So we're trying to get the black and potentially gray flower unlocked when we reach 100 points. Then we have new bounties for May. Here are the new 4 flowers that we have 1 month to try to make. Do you guys participate in the bounties? I actively participate, like each time I try to put 1 flower for each. I'm invested, and I'm not like changing my setup daily if it's not working because I don't have that kind of time, but I'm really excited about that. And so I don't know if you guys are not into flowers or are you participating in the bounty? Let me know. Phoebe is hosting a new weekly event. Do you ever make a really good visitor cabin and want to show it off? Or you needed a creative spark to decorate for a specific visitor? Look no further than the weekly cabin crafting challenge. This is a fun forum to show off your interior design skills and gain some inspiration from your fellow HKIA players. Each week, I'll post a different visitor. In the thread attached to that week's visitor, please feel free to post a cabin you're decorated for that visitor. This week's visitor is everyone's first, Dear Daniel. Use the thread below to post your decoration cabin for Hello Kitty's boyfriend. We know that folks have been requesting additional options to sort, filter, and have tabs in various interfaces, and we would love to see the top requested and most painful places for folks. The most helpful feedback clearly states what interface you want to have better tabs, sorting, filters. For more points, include an image of that interface and clearly states the desired types of tab sorting filters you want. Also helpful, tell us what process that includes an interface is more painful for you. And don't submit anything outside of those specific because they will delete it. Because they just want to read that thing. So if you have other feedback, obviously post it in feedbacks, but not in this one. And maybe there's a lot of people who have said things already. So instead of saying the same things again, go and add emojis to the ones that you like. That will give more weight to those, but not spam the thing with twice the same comments. Swampy said, heads up announcement. We have another request for input, this time for our one and only Big Challenges. Head over to Big Challenges hats and you can give your inputs on what kind of hats do you want for Big Challenges. Talking about Nisidama-san, Brownie said, he reminds me of Tingle from Zelda. Chegsy said, I've been saying Chelsea the whole time. She changed it for egg jokes. That was exactly what the studio said when they saw him. They were all like, OMG, immediately followed by, he must be in the game. Nikki posted a screenshot of the trailer of the month of May, and it's a character laying on the bed and she's in mood. And Chegsy said, fun fact, I tried to get them removed this because I was like, the community will think they can lie down in beds that's not in yet, but here we are. And Nikki said, ha ha ha, I am thankful for the yet. And Chegsy said, just for you. So guys, it's coming. We will be able to lie in bed, hopefully soon, at least at some point. But if they said that's not in yet, that means that it's not speculative that it's coming. And Nikki said also that shocked post some of the characters doing quests. I need that one. And Chegsy said, honestly, it's one of those things where I'm like, this can't possibly be that hard. And then engineering tells me all the edge cases that makes it, yes, that hard. Cookie Tama said, I love how we always like everything the dev post is a clue. And Chelsea said, I mean, I love it personally because who knows? But in this case, I did try to save y'all. So are you excited about CU2? So honestly, on 2.6, apart from the fact that we know that 2.6.5 will be interesting, I don't think we have any clue or things that we're still waiting, or not on top of my head. It's all looking super fun and mysterious. I'm excited to see what's to come because now apparently we'll have it super fast together, the next update, and that's nice. That means that I won't have to rush to start a new game on every platform. By the way, next week I will start playing on Steam with you. I mean, I started already like the first 30 minutes and I will maybe play a little bit more, but I will start good with you guys in the nitty-gritty of gifting everybody and such. To hopefully at some point catch up. We'll see how I can do that. But I feel that now I have reached the point in Switch that I don't need to gift everybody daily anymore because I have a lot of hats and a lot of best friends. So maybe we should focus on the missing hats and best friends and focusing on the quest to do the Island Spirit and then switch to Steam to progress there so that eventually I have everything up to par almost. And also Elsa was nice enough to gift me a lot of the red flowers that I planted, so now I should be able to get it and harvest it, and hopefully when somebody needs help I can gift them at least one so they can plant it and get it for them, you know. So thank you Elsa for this. I feel that the Island Spirit and then the flowers are like the top things that I can have in my save, and then when the CU1 reaches on Switch I'll try to also go there, but then it will be over in a couple of days, whatever you can do on these things. So I'm excited for starting over for the 4th time actually. I hope that you are too and that you'll join me on stream for Steam. So if you missed the video that tells you everything that is in CU1, I will link it up there so you can go and check out if you did not miss anything. And remember, everybody can play cozy. Bye bye!